Okay. All right. So we're going to get started with the focus on awareness and presence. We've done a little talk about a couple of things that kind of lead up to this over the last couple of weeks. And the idea being that when you work from this place right here, right now, decisions that you need to make or distractions that are happening become a lot easier to handle if you're present in this moment. Even though what you might be having to deal with is something that happened yesterday or something that's going to happen later, working from this space, this place, is how we can go about that from a place of balance and healing. So let's come to a comfortable seat. And I say that after I just mentioned the Olympics coming up in 4 days. I was thinking about that as an example of, if you are such an awesome athlete that you get to go to the Olympics, then right here, right now, you might be so focused on that working in the present moment on your health and on your body might be challenging because you're really distracted. So as you give yourself that chance to tune into this present moment, there are a few different tools we get to use, like the breath, like mantras sometimes, to help us be in the here and in the now. So as you move your sitting bones and create a really comfortable, helpful seat, this is one of the places that you get to start using those tools. So tilt your pelvis, your belly gets to come a little bit forward, lift your sides up, shoulders up and back. With your eyes closing, take a couple deep breaths here to tune into your breath, how it's moving right now. And as you tune into your breath, start to bring that focus, that awareness to emphasizing the exhale, to pressing your breath out just a little extra. And then allowing your inhales to happen naturally. As you bring this focus to your breath, it's your opportunity to tune into what's happening in your body right here, right now. What's happening in your mind right here, right now. So as you take your next couple of breaths, let's tune into a mantra of I am here on the inhale. Here I am on the exhale. Inhale, I am here. Exhale, here I am. I am here. Here I am. For a couple more deep breaths. Then bringing hands to connect at heart center, gently press the palms together, lift your shoulders up and back. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bow toward your heart, maybe allowing your forehead and fingers to touch. Then softly opening your eyes, releasing your hands down, and begin to slowly move through your spine, giving yourself the information of what's going on through the back body, through the low back, mid back, upper back. Notice all three parts. Inhale, belly and heart forward. Exhale, press your spine back. Letting yourself notice any tensions. Letting yourself notice any thoughts going on in the mind. It's a huge part of being present, is being able to recognize your thoughts. Inhale, sit tall, and as you reach your arms out to the side, your palms are up, plug in with your shoulder blades, and we're going to start to rotate through our arms. So as you exhale, turn your palms down, and even think of trying to rotate your arms all the way around, tuck your chin down, shoulders down. Inhale, turn up and open. Lift up with your chest. Exhale, turn down. Inhale, turn up and open. And exhale, turn down. Rotating through the arms. Lifting up and open through the chest. Rounding through the back. Take this 3 more times at your own pace with your own breath. Then inhale, sit tall, and then cross, right arm over your left and take a hug here, walking fingertips towards your shoulder blades, and then lift your elbows up to shoulder height and round into your upper back. So you're taking a cat-like pose here, chin tucks in. Take 2 more deep breaths into that space in between your shoulder blades. And inhale, sit tall, reach your arms out long. Exhale, cross the other way, right arm over your left, walk fingertips toward your shoulder blades, lift elbows up, and then as you exhale, draw your low ribs in and start to round your upper back again. Cat pose here. Take a big deep breath, and again, notice that space in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up and release your arms down. Go ahead and switch the cross of your legs so that you have maybe the less comfortable cross for yourself. Shift your sitting bones. And now inhale, arms up overhead. Take a hold of opposite elbows. Lift up through your elbows and then draw shoulder blades onto your back. And now a little side to side sway. And as you sway side to side, think of that top elbow as lifting up, reaching it toward the ceiling. And as you reach it toward the ceiling, think of reaching from your low ribs. 1 more time on each side. Then back up to center. Now release your arms and bring hands behind to clasp. You're pressing palms together, lifting up and open through the shoulders. Think of shoulder blades engaging. Take an exhale, draw the low ribs in. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, engage through the core a little bit. Then releasing your hands, again, walk them out to your knees and move through a couple rounds of your cat and cow. Inhale, heart forward, and exhale, round back. Just 1 more time. Full deep inhale, long, full exhale. Then inhale to a tall spine, shift forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, set yourself up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. As you evenly spread your fingertips and root down through palms and fingertips. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Tuck toes under, lift hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. And from down dog, just remember that if down dog feels tough this morning, because it's different every day, feel free to come back to hands and knees. But if you're staying in down dog, take a moment to pedal out, bending 1 knee at a time. And if you're coming to hands and knees, you can take the same sort of action by reaching back with 1 leg at a time. So either way, you start to work through some of the hamstrings, the calf muscles, and even the hips a little bit. Just 1 more deep breath here. And then come back into center and walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold. And again, that can be done from hands and knees. So as you find your forward fold, feet are inner hip distance apart and parallel. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Bringing hands up above your knees. Think of stacking your shins straight up and down. Knees are bent. Take an inhale, send sitting bones up. Extend your heart forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. And again, bent knees, send sitting bones up, and then walk your hands up your legs to rise all the way up to stand. And from this place, you have feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. Turn your palms open, and then think of rotating even more so you can feel shoulder blades engaging. Your thumbs are reaching toward the back of the room. Take a full, big, deep breath here. Lengthen the back of your neck. Take ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Then inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, bent knees to fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant fingertips on something. It can be blocks, it can be a chair, it can be a stack of books, but extend your heart here, long spine. And now we're going to pedal out with our legs, keeping your chest lifted, bending one knee at a time. And as you do so, you're keeping your feet planted on the ground. It's tempting to lift a heel here, but instead let the movement happen into the hips, the low back, the hamstrings. Take another couple of breaths. And now as you come back into center, keeping your spine long, send your sitting bones up. Take a full big breath and step your right foot back into your lunge. And from that place, you might move your hands back. You might use blocks, you might not. It's okay to have fingertips on the ground here. Wrap your left hip back, extend your heart forward, take a full big breath. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, step your left foot back. Center off with your hips, extend through your heart. Take a deep breath. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, right foot steps back into your lunge. And as you center off with your hips, sending your left hip crease back in space, you'll notice your knee turns toward your pinky toe edge a little bit. Keep that action of your knee turning toward your pinky toe edge and work your left leg towards straight. Big toe mound pushes down. Take a big deep breath and send both sitting bones up. One more full breath, noticing what the sensations are for you, being here in your body. Inhale, bend into your front knee and step forward. Exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge. Center with your hips. Again, notice that action of your right knee turning toward your pinky toe edge. And then work your front leg towards straight, keeping that rotation of your knee toward your pinky toe edge. Big toe mound pushes down. Send your sitting bones up. Take a full, big, deep breath. And now present on this side with the sensations that are there. Noticing what they are, where you're feeling them. Inhale, bend into your front knee and step forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. And from that fold, a little bend to your knees or a big bend to your knees. Find that bend that is helpful for you to tilt your sitting bones up. Inhale, lengthen part way, and exhale, fold. Hands to hips. Press back on hips, lift shoulders up and back, and inhale, rise. And now as you come up to stand, we're going to take a wide stance on our mat. So you can just turn yourself sideways on your mats. I'm going to use the second mat that I have. So as you find a wide stance, take feet approximately the distance of your wrists, approximately, because it really depends on how long your reach is. And then with your hands on your hips, notice the outside edges of your feet. Turn pinky toe edges parallel to each other. So you might have to turn toes in a little bit, heels out a little bit, and then a little bend to your knees. Start to push back with your hips as you extend your heart forward and begin to take your forward fold. You might have hands on something here so that you can stay a little bit more lifted with your chest, or you might take a super deep fold for yourself, your choice. But now a little bend to your knees. Bend one knee at a time, a little pedaling out. And as you do so, See if you can start to send your sitting bones even further up. As you've probably heard either in yoga class or in a fitness class of some sort, that concept of tucking your tail. Instead of tucking your tail, I want you to lift your tail. And now back into center with your legs. And as you push into your feet, bend your knees, stick your butt back, and then hands to your hips and rise all the way up. And from this place, turn your right foot out, bend into your right knee, and reach your arms. Notice for yourself if as you bend your knee, if your knee is coming way toward your toes, and if it is, then maybe widen your stance. Take a big deep breath. Arms lift to shoulder height. Full deep inhale and exhale. And now work your front leg towards straight, hands to your hips, shift your hips back, creating a hip crease in that front leg. Turn your right knee to the right side. And then as you extend your heart, maybe work your right hand down to a block, maybe bring it to your thigh, maybe to your shin, just don't push your shin back as we're trying to keep our knee unlocked. Turn your belly and your heart more open, and then maybe stretch, top arm up. You're always welcome to keep it at your hip instead. Keep rotating your knee more toward the pinky toe edge and extend longer. Wherever your right hand is, push down and lift up with your left arm. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Turn your feet parallel. Turn your left foot out, bend into your left knee and reach your arms, warrior two. As you take a couple big breaths, again, turn your knee open. Lift your heart, full deep inhale and exhale. And then work, left leg towards straight, left knee rotates toward the pinky toe edge, even as your big toe mound pushes down. Shift your hips back, extend your heart, and then work your hand down to wherever you need it. Might be block on the outside of your leg, might be to your shin or to your thigh. Just remember an unlocked knee joint. Take a big deep breath. As you turn your belly and your heart, maybe stretch, top arm up. Push down more through your bottom hand. Reach up more through your top hand. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Turn feet to parallel. And then walk your feet in. Now, make sure that you have something to put your hands on. So we're going to take more of a calf stretch. So I'm going to stack a couple blocks so I have something high to put my hands on, but you can always use a chair here, couch, side of the bed, whatever you're using. And now you're going to set your right foot up. If you're using a block, you're going to set your toes up. If not, you're going to just simply flex your foot. Left foot gets to be back a little ways. You don't have to be right side by side because that's often a little bit tough for most people's nervous systems. So right foot lifted, left foot back a little ways. And you can even do this at a wall. A wall is actually a nice place so you have someplace steady to put your toes. But otherwise, it can always just be a lifted front of your foot. Hands to your hips, a little bend to your left knee. Right leg works towards straight. Shift your hips back, extend your heart forward, and bring your hands down to whatever you're using for props. Send sitting bones up. So this is both calf and hamstring. That lift of the front of the foot is how we get a little bit more into the calf muscle. There's more than one muscle there, but the calves. Take a big deep breath and send your right hip back in space and send your right sitting bone up. And then with a good bend to your back knee, squeeze your glutes and inhale, lift up through your torso and switch sides. Coming to your left foot lifted, think of toes lifted, heel on the ground. And again, they might be on something, they might not be on something. That's okay too. Right foot, think about turning it straight ahead so that helps to even the hips a little bit. And now a bend to the back knee. Send your sitting bones back, extend your heart forward, and then bring your hands down to whatever you're using. long spine here. We tend to want to round through our spine, especially if we're tight through the hamstrings or the low back or the hips. So wrap your left hip back and send your left sitting bone up. Full big deep breath. Think of evening out your breath and being present with what's there. This is pretty sensational. And so with the sensations, notice and breathe with them. So that maybe, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, maybe the distractions of those sensations won't send you into fight or flight. One more full big breath. And then bend into the back knee. Send your sitting bones up and back as you inhale and rise. And then come back to the front of your mat. You moved someplace else like I did. Feet are inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then root them down. Turn your palms open through your heart space. Close your eyes and take a big breath. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, bent knees to fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant hands, step all the way back, downward facing dog pose. Take a big deep breath. And from this place, with knees bent, send your sitting bones up. And now, reach a little more through the heels toward the ground. And check out the backs of the legs. Notice how they feel. Notice the hips and low back. And now sway a little side to side to get a little longer from hip to armpit. And inhale, come forward into your plank. You might use knees on the ground here, you might not, your choice. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Extend your front more. But stay toned through the low belly and low ribs. Bend elbows and lower down. Inhale, curl up through the shoulders, not the chest yet. Just the shoulders lift up and back. And then engage the low belly, the low ribs. Use an exhale to help you get there. Inhale now, lift up with the chest as high as your body needs. Long back of the neck, think of reaching through the elbows toward the wall behind you. And now push all the way back, hips to heels. Take a child's pose. Take a couple big breaths and move your hips a little side to side. Inch your fingertips a little further forward. And then let your head settle, let your eyes settle, and let yourself be here in this moment. Full deep inhale, long full exhale. If you'd like to, you can come back to that mantra. Inhaling, I am here. Exhaling, here I am. And then gently push yourself up to your seat. You're going to come all the way down onto sitting bones. And then all the way onto your back. And from your back, set feet so that heels are close to sitting bones. And we're going to take a bridge pose that is not a restorative one, so without a prop, and then we'll take a restorative one. So with feet coming close to sitting bones, you can, if you would like, bring something in between your legs to do a little bit of hugging in. This helps you not splay your knees out wide. Bend your elbows and set elbows on the ground, fingertips toward the ceiling. Inch your shoulder blades underneath you, and then hug in with the muscles of your legs, hugging into your prop if you're using one. Now tilt your pelvis so your sitting bones are moving down, your low back is trying to lift. And from this place, exhale and draw the low ribs in. Your low ribs will fill more toward the ground, even as your low back is lifting up a little bit. Now we're going to keep that same general shape as we push into the floor with our feet. And inhale, lift our hips. Walk shoulder blades just a little closer together and press elbows down and feet down. Take a full big breath, hug in with the muscles of your legs, and even think of reaching toward your thighs or through your thighs, through your knees, toward the wall in front of you. Take a full big deep breath. And then exhale, slowly lower your hips down, back body down. Take a full breath here. You can take your prop out if you would like. You can lift your knees up toward your chest or take some windshield wipers if you would like. Your choice. And now, prop of your choice. You can use a block, a bolster, a pillow. Inhale, lift your hips and slip your prop underneath them. We're only going to be here for a few breaths. So if you'd like to take a longer psoas stretch, then feel free to lengthen your legs out all the way, arms overhead, or keep your feet close and arms by your sides. All of those are options. Take some big deep breaths and notice yourself in this space. If this is some place that feels really good in your body, you might choose to stay here for Shavasana. If you would rather shift to a different position in Shavasana, you're welcome to do that now. So you're welcome to walk your feet back in, lift your hips, maybe slip a prop underneath your legs or out entirely. But start to find that settled place for yourself in your resting pose, Shavasana. Begin to take a deeper breath. And add gentle movements into fingers and into toes. And as you're ready to slowly, gently move through your knees, drawing them up toward your chest. And roll over to one side and take a full breath. As you gently press yourself back up to your seat, take a comfortable seat and stack one hand over the other on your heart, taking a couple of deep breaths, tuning into this present moment. Have a very peaceful and beautiful day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.